Today we're going to be doing something a little other than car audio. I got me a 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4, and I'm going to be installing a trailer hitch on it. The installation is pretty straightforward. No drilling or anything like that. Just it's got to mount to the rear bumper. The nuts are already welded in place, so I don't have to hold those. So basically, I just got to remove the bumper cover out of the way a little bit, hold it in place, and slide my bolts in. I'm going to thread lock them. And I also got this wiring harness that's no cutting or anything. I'll just pop off the rear tail light, plug into the factory harness, and same thing on both sides. So that's pretty cool. I won't have to do any cutting or anything. So that's what we got going on today. So I'm under the back of this Jeep. And one of the first problems I can see is the spare tire is going to be in my way. So I'm going to have to lower that and get it out of the way because I have to get access to these 4 bolt holes right here. 2, 3, 4. Pop these retainer clips. 1, 2, 3, 4 to move the bumper cover out of the way a little bit. And it'll slide up in there and then I can bolt it in place. But for right now, we got to get this spare tire down and out of the way. So come inside the rear of the Jeep here and pop up your back cover. Pop up this plug. And you'll see you got a square in there, a square socket, which I don't have the original jack that came with this, so I'm just going to try different size sockets till I find one that fits and get the job done. I just put an extension on my drill here. Looks like 9/16 will fit it. Counterclockwise should lower it. So I'm going to start hitting it with my drill and see if the tire starts coming down. Which, here she comes. So I'm just going to back her all the way down in the ground. Give her some slack. Once you get you some slack, you just reach down in there, turn the bracket sideways, and then fish it out through the hole. Now your spare tire's loose. I just popped this tab and this tab instead of doing these 4, and that gives me quite a bit of movement, so we'll see if that's enough. I'm going to try to slide that bracket up in there right now and see how it holds. So it was pretty simple. I just held it up in there and got one bolt in it. I used red thread lock on it, so once I get this snug down, it shouldn't come out. I just finished tightening up these 4 bolts nice and even. They say 110 pounds on a torque wrench. I didn't have a torque wrench, but I do have a 2-foot breaker bar. And I just tightened them up nice and even and kept going. So it's solid. So after you get the 2 pins removed, it's actually snapped in. There's one here and one here, so you're going to want to just grab it, pull back, and it'll come out. To get the light harness off, you have to slide this red tab out first and then push the button in and it should slide out. So it's pretty straightforward. You just unplug the factory, plug in the new one, and plug it into the light on the tail light. The yellow goes on the driver's side and the green goes to the passenger side. Then you're going to drop everything down through the cubby hole down here in the bottom and feed it down below the vehicle, zip tying it along the original harness and coming up over here. So I just zip tied the harness. I followed the factory harness and just zip tied it up in there. So that's pretty much it. The wiring's done. Time to crank the spare tire back up. So that's pretty much it. We got it all wired up. It's done. All the lights are correct. We've already tested it. Right is right, left is left. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.